Yo, what's going on, guys? We got to talk about Duke's Isaiah Evans, a 20-year-old sophomore out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, who is a three-point bomber. He's someone who seemingly is a late first round, early second round conversation if he stays in the draft. And now, I want to hear your thoughts. What are your expectations, projections, and any other thoughts about Isaiah Evans? So far in 29 games as of this video, he's nearly averaging 15 points per game on 43% shooting with a blistering 89% from the free throw line, has great quick mechanics, spotless. And the three-point volume defines his game. He's attempting over 6 threes a game, hitting them at a 36% clip, which is like down from last year. And that's what he does at an elite level. He is a pure movement, catch and shoot, you name it, specialist from deep. He's a marksman. He can hit NBA range. He sprints off pin downs, and flare screens, and rises up with quick, high release form that I think is nearly impossible to contest. He moves without the ball like a veteran, constantly relocating to find soft spots in the defense. He spaces the floor at an elite level, forcing defenses to stay attached to him at all times. He has shown some ball handling ability to get inside and be a crafty finisher around the rim with soft touch, using shot fakes to get defenders in the air. He's like actually not bad at slashing, who can attack closeouts, doesn't do it often. And for smaller guys, he can finish through contact. Despite his thin frame, he's going to have to get bigger. And he gets to the line at a decent rate and cashes in, shooting nearly 90%, as we mentioned earlier, from the stripe. Defensively, he plays with an extremely low stance and generates steals by reading passing lanes. And he serves as a solid connected passer within the flow of the offense, keeping the ball moving. This season, you can see what has happened. And he came out the gates cold, shooting just 3 of 14 from deep across his first 3 games, but found his rhythm in January. He ripped off a 6-game stretch where he averaged over 19 points while shooting 45% from 3 on over 9 3-point attempts per game, including a 28-point game against Auburn. And that really, I think, maybe solidified that the shooting is legit, and it's just been a roller coaster year. As February, he dropped 21 on 5 of 6 from deep against Cal. However, went ice cold against Illinois, shooting 2 of 9. He missed 0 time to injury this season, playing in all 29 games, but the limitations are there. And he's a streaky shooter who goes through cold spells. 1 of 6 from deep against UNC and Illinois, and hit 1 of 8 and 0 of 4 stretch in November. He struggles to create his own shot off the dribble when the offense stalls out. He doesn't really have an ISO game. And on defense, his screen navigation is kind of problematic. He gets caught on screen, struggles to fight through or recover. He doesn't contribute much outside of scoring. His rebounding numbers and assist numbers are low for his position, and he's prone to take questionable shots early in the clock, forcing tough looks when the play breaks down or just when he gets the ball in his hand. And his on-ball defense at times can be decent, but gets exposed by better players and by elite athletes, where his lack of lateral burst to stay in front is exposed, and he doesn't have discipline in keeping his hips forward. He turns the ball over when he puts it on the deck in traffic. As yes, he has improved his handle, but not enough to be able to go against pressure 100% of the time. And we've mentioned it repeatedly, that 180-pound frame is going to get him bumped off his spot, especially on defense. So this is someone who's such a good shooter and an active off-ball scorer that spacing the floor in the NBA is a premium, that he's going to get an opportunity to probably go in the first round, possessing the quick trigger and NBA range. However, I wouldn't be surprised if he returns to Duke for a lucrative NIL deal. And I think the second season he's made some jumps in his game, but he's someone who probably is going to be a floor spacing role player in the NBA, and reminds me of a taller Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is a rail thin shooting guard who's having a great year this year, and he was able to survive the NBA strictly because of how good his jump shot was, or is, that it commands gravity and it opens up his teammates and allows him to be on the floor even when earlier in his career he wasn't a great defender. Isaiah Evans is taller, but his reliance on the three-point shot and low like free throw attempt. Like he gets, for someone who doesn't really drive or anything, gets to the free throw line, I said it earlier, a decent rate and converts them at a good rate, but it's not like he's living at the line. And I think that play style directly leads to him having a similar role and archetype as Isaiah Joe does in OKC. Let me hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you guys think of Isaiah Joe? Go check out my work at hoopshype.com, and we're on the way to 20,000 subscribers, so help us out.